Hello everyone. So this is Supreet Kadkol, Faculty in Zoology, Sri Venkatramana Swami College, Bantwal. So today in this session we'll be discuss about organizer phenomenon. So this organizer phenomenon mainly it includes the amphibian organizers, what is the role of organizers in development, and what are the potentials of dorsal lip and ventral lip of the blastopore, usually in Gastrola. There are some experiments which are performed by Spearman and Mangold and Brackett's experiments. Then we'll see about induction and what are the chemical nature of organizers, theories of organizers, and the part of organizers. So first of all, we'll discuss what is this organizer. So usually in general, organizer, it means there is related to embryology or developmental biology, we call organizer. It is an embryonic tissue usually which organizes the surrounding tissue to develop an embryo. So with the help of tissue there will be a development of embryo. So usually there may be a cells which are responsible for the induction. So what do you mean by induction then? So induction means, so usually it is a process by which the presence of one tissue influences the development of other. So one tissue which are adjoined to the other tissue, mainly it gives the function to the another one, or it helps in the performation of its activities. So that is called as induction. So this organizer, so it was first discovered by Spearman and Mangold. So later there are several experiments which were performed by different embryologists to prove that organizer will help in the function, or the tissues they help in performing the different activities. So what is the role of this organizer during the development? So usually these organizers, they are having important functions as to gain the organization. So usually what they do, the dorsal lip of blastopore act as the primary organizers. So as you can see in the picture, in the first one there are, so if there is a organism, there are two different types of organizers. One is head organizer, one more is tail organizer. So head organizer, it leads to the formation of the anterior portion like head, then the upper part of the body, whereas the posterior part like trunk and tail, they are mainly organized by the inducer trunk. So this is how the organizer's role will be in the development. So during the neurula stage, usually this happens. So usually there are two different types of organizer. One is head organizer and one more is tail organizer. So this we'll study in detail in structure of organizer. So as I was telling, the anterior portion, so what these embryologists did, the anterior portion they used as a graft in the blastocele. So as the posterior part of the graft, that is called as the secondary trunk and tail. So next, due to this anterior portion, what they called it as? They called it as head organizer, and the posterior part they called it as tail or trunk organizer. So usually two different types of organizers are present. One is in the anterior portion and one more is in the posterior portion. So these organizers help in the production of different parts. So one is head organizer which comes in anterior, and whereas posterior portion that is coming near to the trunk or tail region. So this type of experiments, they are performed usually by the embryologist. The famous experiment, that is Spearman and Mangold experiment. So what usually the Spearman and Mangold did? So they developed a grey crescent migrate in the embryo during gastrulation. So we'll see in detail what is this experiment about. So as you can see in the picture, so what they did, they transplanted the piece of dorsal blastopore lip from a salamander. They have taken the salamander. So what happens, the dorsal lip, when they are taking, and they are mainly transferring it to the ventral lateral portion of the another gastrula. So now what happens, the host is created, and later the ectoderm of the neural tube, it induces the formation of the functions or the tissue. So the same type of experiment, this what it implies, mainly it implies about the recipient and host functions. So what they did, they cut out the piece of tissue from a grey crescent region of newt gastrula or the salamander, and they transplanted into the ventral side of the second newt gastrula. So now what happens, the transplantation has occurred, and they used the embryo for one variety, and later they are called as donor, and the second variety is called as recipient. So this is in this diagram what they have explained. So first you can see at the dorsal lip region and the upper portion how they are transplanted, and later they are received by the host, and later the development, the secondary and primary notochord are developed. So this is how the Spearman and Mangold experiment tells about induction. So this is how the diagram, which implies the induction of secondary and primary region. There are some demerits by giving steroidal properties. So now if the embryo is injected with the steroids or anything, there are a chances of production or may not production of these primary and secondary induced structures. So there are certain criteria that the embryo shouldn't be harmed by any of the other stimulus. It has to be kept in proper adverse environment condition. So due to that, what happens, the embryo will be preserved, and this will lead to the formation of primary and secondary structures. So during this experiment, what are the changes they have found? So they have seen the development of secondary notochord, then neural fold mainly develop the extra notochord, and usually the second nervous system. So secondary nervous system, mainly it contains brain and spinal cord, then two-headed tadpole. So if the anterior portion is the maximum stimulating, then head region will be of two types. So these are the important changes or the findings during the experiment. And also upon that, they have found neural fold were built from the recipient cell, not by the donor cell. So neural fold, which you have seen in the diagram previously, here the neural fold which are mainly performed or they are done by the recipient, not by the donor. So these are the important findings during the experiments. So we'll see what is induction now. So Spearman and Mangold, they only term the induction for the ability of one group of cells which influences the fate of another. Means with the help of this type of cell only there will be an induction, or there will be a changes in different types of tissues. So maybe the formation of skin, that is ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm, or the formation of organogenesis. These all are controlled by the organizers. So induction, as we have already discussed, so it is a process by which the presence of one tissue influences the development of one more tissue. So this is the induction. So how the process takes place now? So during the induction, the primary organizers, what they will do? They will be first noticed. So this was done by Spearman. So what they did? So they first noticed the primary organizers in amphibians, and later they found the dorsal lip and of the blastopore and roof of Archenteron. But whereas in frogs, secondary embryo, what did happen? It inducted by the transplantation by the dorsal lip of blastopore. So these are the changes that happened during the induction process. So in amphibians, what happened? Like Urodela, the primary organizer was first noticed, and later the dorsal lip of blastopore and Archenteron roof. But whereas in frogs, it is also an amphibian, but secondary embryo was noticed, but which was inducted by transplantation. So the induction, there may be of different types. So primary, secondary and tertiary. We'll say about the embryonic induction. So by the name itself, what is embryonic induction? So mainly it helps in the differentiating the particular developmental fate, and it also helps in the induction of the neural tube with the help of ontogenetic behavior, and it also helps in the development of brain and primary inductors. So first the primary inductors will be stimulated, and the different types of organs like brain or different types of tissues will be developed. So once the brain is developed, then there will be a influence of endoderm, mesoderm, and later there will be a formation of ectoderms. So brain will give the signal. So these all comes in the tertiary inductors. So primary first stimulating, then secondary it gives the signal, tertiary it later forms the different types of tissues, that is endoderm, mesoderm and ectoderm. So till now we have studied about this Spearman and Mangold experiment. Next we'll move on to the Brecht's experiment. So whereas in Spearman and Mangold we saw the graft and transplantation, but here we are mainly supporting about the nucleic acids, that is DNA and RNA. So as Brecht said, the basic factor in embryonic induction and differentiation will be the RNA. So what he saw, so in amphibian embryo he stained with the pyronin, then he found out abundance of basophilic cytoplasmic elements was stainable, but they were lost once there is the treatment of ribonuclease. So nuclease, there will be removal of nucleus. So once the RNA, or as I said, the basic factor will be the RNA for induction and differentiation, but he treated the amphibian embryo by staining, that is pyronin, and he found that basophilic cytoplasm will be abundant, but later once he lost the treatment by using ribonuclease. So by this we can tell that basophils, they are having, or there were many, mainly in the presence of RNA. So according to him, the induced substance may be nucleoprotein released from the mesoderm. So as in the Spearman also, Spearman-Mangold experiment, we saw that ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm, they were mainly produced by the tertiary inductor. So here also they come with the same conclusion, that is nucleoprotein released from the mesoderm in the form of granules. They include other substances, possibly enzymes. So next we'll see the chemical nature of the induction. So what is this chemical nature then? So the chemical stimulus which is relatively stable or at the extreme temperature in the fat solvents. So they are having the different chemical natures. So they are mainly responsible in the differentiation, and the neural induction obtained are non-steroids, mainly fatty acids, nucleoproteins, nucleic acids, ATP, adenylate acid, ADP, etc. So these all are the chemicals which are non-steroidic chemicals which helps in the neural induction. So this is about the organizer phenomenon. So here in this chapter, the main important concept is about organizing phenomenon related to the transplantation, donor, host, the experiments which are performed by different embryologists like Spearman and Mangold, and Brecht experiment. And there are types of organizers, that is primary, secondary, tertiary. So structure of organizers, as we have discussed, head inductor, trunk inductor, and later there will be the formation of brain, different types of tissues, organs, then the inductive process, how it takes place in amphibians and frogs, and mainly we need to study about the experiments. So this is about the organizing phenomenon of developmental biology. Thank you.